I didn't understand God and didn't understand how God was or how it worked. I just knew that I wanted to serve him, that I, needed to serve him in a way, And he just kind of became my reason for existing because I needed a reason to do that. And I hadn't really had one before. And so he became that reason. This is where I met all the people who changed my life, And I wouldn't have met those people anywhere else, Like, we used to joke and be like, DC kids are handpicked and selected. Like, if you're here, God wanted you here.
Selena Birch.
This is one of the best moments of Selena Birch's life. She's graduating from the St. Louis Dream Center internship program. To understand how much this means to her, we have to go back to the beginning of Selena's relationship with God and the beginning of the first Dream Center and the vision to reach the lives of the inner city of Los Angeles, California.
I think God got me here under the idea of what I was going to do. And then when he got here, he said, I don't want you to build a church. I want you to build the people first, and then I will build the church. And the walls of the Dream Center and the thousands of people that attend the church are really a product of what's coming out of the halls of this building. People that have been kicking off drugs, holding their hands as they're detoxing and telling them that they can make it for one more day. And that's really how this church was born. It was born out of the heart of thinking I was going to build a traditional church, but God bringing me here and really allowing me to be exposed to the problems of the urban situations here in LA and building a church not out of my dream, but really building it out of the needs of the people.
In the early 90s, Matthew, along with his father Tommy Barnett, started the Dream Center. Today, the church reaches thousands of people every month through hundreds of community outreaches, operating 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Hard work, but Pastor Matthew says watching lives change for Christ is worth any sacrifice.
There's a young kid in our program named Jonathan Martinez who was one of our first graduates of our teen discipleship program. He came to church, and God got a hold of him in such a powerful way. The kid just, everything about him lit up. When he first came in, he kind of had his head down. He was too cool to acknowledge. Now he's one of the happiest kids you've ever met in your life.
What kind of happened was with the friends I hung out with, we started hanging out, and we'd be bored all the time. There wasn't that many after-school programs in the neighborhood that I kind of grew up in. And so what kind of started to happen was we would run around together, man. We'd just do crazy things together. We'd go swimming at someone's house we didn't even know. We just, weird stuff like that. Little things that you'd almost kind of think were cute when you're literally like, oh, that's so cute, And it was only about 6 or 7 of us. And as we got older, more people started joining, man. And we started, some of us would start slanging or selling weed, and people would start doing different things to make money, and I started seeing they're making money, and I'm like, wow, I want to get into it, I wonder how they do it, what they do. I started getting hooked on those things, so I started smoking weed, and then I started messing with opium, and then I started messing with shrooms and different drugs, and I started getting into that. And then, I didn't even notice it. At one point, it was just, we steal candy because we're hungry, and at the next point, it's like, wow, we could steal candy, sell it, and make money. And then I'm thinking, oh, wow, we could do this with drugs, and then we could make a lot more money. And so it's kind of a huge snowball effect on the way things work, and you never notice it, you never see it coming. It just kind of evolves into that, and you're like, whoa, what happened? When I first got here, I had brought some things with me that I shouldn't have had, so I had snuck some weed into my boxers, I kind of snuck that in, and I waited a couple days, kind of got the feeling of how things were here. I smoked weed on one of the floors here. I actually rolled it in a Bible paper. So a lot of times I do a lot of things that were just wrong and they weren't right, so there was consequences for that. But what was really cool is they do it in a way with love. They kind of do it in a loving way where they'd say, look, you were wrong for this, therefore this is the consequence, but we still love you. I'd cuss them out and they'd still love on me the next day, and I'd be like, what is wrong with this guy? And why are these guys so happy, 1? 2, why are they always here for me and so consistent in that? And then 3, half of these guys ain't even getting paid, more than half, and I'm like, and they're still here working with me. I'm like, there has to be something different about it. And so that really made me question God, and there must really be a God for people to be working for free with people like me, who are just causing problems.
Jonathan gave his life to Christ, graduated from the Dream Center Teen Discipleship Program, and today leads the Adopt-A-Block program. Hundreds of volunteers travel to neighborhoods meeting needs, everything from sweeping up the streets to handing out food.
Every week we're at different sites, different parts of the city, and the beauty of it is that right there. You see that? It's beautiful when you're meeting people's needs, because people get excited about it, you know, and doing that, it gives us like an open door to build relationships with people, build relationships with families and stuff. So it's really, I think this is the funnest part of the week, is when you see it in action, you know, prayer in action.